Breaststroke drill 5. Windscreen wiper skull with body alignment. During this drill, try to maintain a tight core, ensuring that the curvature in your back is minimal. Your arms should be in line from your shoulders to your elbow to fingertips, and sculling under your chest, working hard to maintain the height of your body over the water. During this drill, your legs should be held high and in line, pointing back down the pool and not allowing any drag. Heels and toes should be snapped together.
Thoracic smash. Begin by positioning the foam roller just below the shoulder blades. Adopt a strong pelvic neutral position with the hips and wrap both arms to either shoulder or support the back of the head with the hands. Bring elbows tightly together. This will help in separating the shoulder blades from each other and allow the foam roller to work deeper into the middle of the back. This exercise is performed with long, slow, sweeping motions. The second technique involves extending over the foam roller. It is important to maintain a strong pelvic neutral position, as it is the thoracic spine that you are wanting to mobilize over the lumbar spine. This technique is achieved by extending and flexing a number of times in one place until that area has been adequately mobilized. The thoracic extension technique can be used throughout the thoracic spine. Downward dog pose, bent knees. Begin in a spinal neutral presser position, hands directly under the shoulders, weight pushing slightly back through the heels. Leading with the hips as high as possible, the swimmer must attempt to push the chest towards the thighs. It is useful to visualize pushing through the floor, as this will help to fully activate the shoulder girdle and take the thoracic spine through full range. Heels must be towards the floor. Cat and cow pose. Beginning in a spinal neutral position, the swimmer inhales and simultaneously draws up into the cat pose. Within this position, the swimmer should maximize the inhalation by drawing in their abdomen at the top of the pose. If the swimmer pushes their hands and lower legs into the ground, the swimmer will be able to increase the intensity of the stretch. The cow pose is reversed during the exhalation. As the swimmer breathes out, the swimmer drops their spine under control through neutral and towards the ground. The swimmer should look to draw their shoulders back and down whilst looking up. The swimmer then returns back to a neutral spinal position. Overhead catch band pull apart. With the swimmer adopting a standing or kneeling position, shoulders and hips aligned and facing forward. The swimmer sets their shoulders back and down into a scapular neutral position. They also set their hips into a lumbo-pelvic neutral position. The swimmer then raises their arms above their head, turning the palms out. The movement begins with the swimmer pressing outwards against the band. While the swimmer performs this movement, they must ensure that they do not lose the lumbo-pelvic neutral position. This can be seen by the arch of the lower back extending and also the lower ribs flaring out. Blackburns. The swimmer must firstly bring the feet together, then set the hips into a neutral position. The hands are placed in the small of the back. This is followed with the shoulders being set back and down along the spine into a scapular neutral position. The elbows should also be held high. During the movement phase, the swimmer will maintain a scapular neutral and high elbow position. The arms will be moved in a large circular motion as the hands are brought forward, finishing with the palms together and thumbs up. This movement is then reversed, bringing the hands back to the small of the back. At all times, the swimmer must focus on maintaining the shoulder position and high elbow position as the hands are returning. Hollow body hold. The swimmer must firstly adopt a neutral position with their hips. This can be seen with the swimmer actively pushing their lower back towards the floor. This position must be set in place before moving the legs. Once the legs have been raised, the lower back position must be maintained throughout the duration of the exercise. The swimmer, with their arms pointing vertically, raises their shoulders and upper trunk from the floor to engage the abdominal further. Whilst maintaining a strong pelvic neutral position, the legs are raised from the ground. This position is then held throughout the duration of the exercise.